We're squashing everything possible. Blocking just isn't logical. Can't stop the unstoppable. No question who's blessing these bars. Expectantly repping my squad. When I'm angry, we get even. You'll get decked if you step to me. Wake up, wake up! No more time for caution. Get up, get up! And failure's not an option.
The Monster National Series returns to the arena in Corbin, Kentucky for high-flying, fast-paced, concrete monster truck action. Behind me, you see the all-new Bigfoot Stars and Stripe All-American Edition with Darren Schnell behind the wheel. He's the defending and reigning Monster Nationals racing champion, and he's looking to not only defend that title in 2017, but to take all the other titles while he's at it. He's been tough, but all of the trucks on the Monster Nationals Tour have been tough in 2017. Before we get into any of the action, let's go take a look at some of the track. We caught up with Dr. Paul Monroe, the safety director for the Monster National Series, also directing the competition here and working some magic on the concrete layout. Tell me about this giant mound behind us here.
Well, first off, I'll tell you what, Bolton Towing came through it for us big time. Usually you see a lot of crushed cars on the second night. If you look at these stacks here, every car is brand new but one. That one car that was crushed from last night is sitting underneath that van in the middle stack. It is big, there's going to be a lot of air, and they're going to have a lot of fun tonight.
You did touch on something really key here. Bolton's Towing supplying all new crush cars for Saturday night action. I mean, in preliminaries, we expect to see all new crush cars, but the second night out, it's usually kind of a mix, and they really came through on this, and I think that's really going to elevate the show tonight and create some spectacle.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of it with the ability for these trucks to get back up in the air. Fresh cars give these guys a lot of air. Fresh cars pushing these guys harder, and they're going to want to compete and try and be the highest guy tonight. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Also, Monster Nationals pushing the boundaries tonight, really elevating the game in the arena on the concrete with this pad we see behind us. That's a big stack. It's going to take some commitment, but it's going to be cool when somebody really finds the guts to hit it.
Oh, absolutely. If you realize Corbin is a big floor, huge floor. So these guys shouldn't have any fear of getting up there and really attacking this middle stack like it's nothing, like it's an outdoor show. They got plenty of room to land on this side, and if they even decide to come back towards the start line, there is plenty of room for them to land. I think the crowd's going to get a great show.
Great arena here in Corbin. We've got 4 trucks evenly balanced. They were killing it last night. Looked good. I expect more tonight. I'm ready to get into the action. Let's do it.
Yep, absolutely. I'll tell you what, keep an eye out. This track is very slick. Surprisingly, Predator made it to the finals last night and almost took out Bigfoot.
He looked awesome. I expect more tonight.
Let's go ahead and meet our field of trucks for tonight's competition. First off, starting it up, it's Dalton Van Skyok in the Predator. Dale Veneer with the Hotsy High Pressure. Doug Nolte in the Tailgator. Darren Schnell in Bigfoot. We've got a great crowd here tonight in Corbin, and we're getting ready to kick it off all right now with the wheelie competition. Starting it up, it's Big Doug Nolte in that wild Tailgator. With the fresh start on the new cars, but not quite the elevation that he was looking for on that wheelie. Great vantage point of Nolte working the pedals in cab with the Tailgator. Great vantage point, but I don't know if Nolte's wheelies are going to be enough. We'll see what the rest of the competition brings. Out right now, it's Dalton Van Skyok. He's behind the wheel of the Predator. We've seen Dalton before on ActionTracks, but never piloting Alan Pizzo's Predator truck. He stepped behind the wheel of Predator for 2017 on this Monster Nationals Tour, and he's seeing if he can get it done and snag a couple championships while he's at it. Stopping to bump the wheelie stack before lining up for his second hit, pumps up the crowd and goes after it. Competitive for Dalton Van Skyok in Predator. Neither driver that we've seen so far getting a whole lot of lift in the wheelie competition. Waiting to see the truck go straight up and down, and we're just not seeing it. Dale Veneer, he's got one hit down, he's got one more attempt, but he didn't get a whole lot of lift that first hit. Nice wheelie on the second hit, getting a little elevation there, and making the Hotsy truck look pretty good. We've got one more. It's Darren Schnell in Bigfoot. Sets the suspension right before the set of cars and gets the best wheelie we've seen so far on his first attack. Tries the same on the second hit, but not quite the same lift. He kind of missed his timing just a little bit, but still a good wheelie. I think that's going to be enough, and indeed, Derek Schnell is going to take the first competition victory of the evening in the wheelie competition. Continuing the action, we're moving into qualifying highlights. Doug Morton came out, he laid down his pass on this straight line, fast, indoor concrete drags track. We're setting up the bracket for side-by-side drag racing elimination. A bit of an issue with the Hotsy high-pressure truck turning a little bit to the right. That could be an issue in the rear end of the truck. Darren Schnell in Bigfoot taking the fast qualifier. Before we move into racing, we've got other events to take care of. We're moving into the donut competition, and here's Doug Nolke again in the Tailgator. There's one thing that Nolke has always been good at. It's donuts. He has those down, and he looks awesome every time. Riding along with Dalton Van Skyok in Predator, we're on board. Took the truck a second to really get set, get spinning. Another great donut, and he just threw something out the window. See if we can find out what that is. It looks like a stuffed cat that Dalton Van Skyok has thrown out of the Predator. But some lucky fans will appreciate that. All right, our third truck, Dale Veneer in the Hotsy high pressure. Not quite the rotation that we've seen out of the other competitors. Still no word if he's having any sort of issues with the rear end in the truck. Darren Schnell on the track for his donut. He's the final competitor. Starting it off with a donut on the far end of the track. And I think he's going to move into another donut on the near end of the track. Another highly competitive donut. It's anybody's game on this one. The judges have a hard decision to make. Interestingly, the win in the donut competition goes to the Hotsy high pressure. jumping, and we're jumping as well as we move into the long jump competition. Doug Nolte setting the tone with a good leap to get it kicked off. This should show if Dale is having issues with that truck. Looks like the truck is twisting a little bit to the right. He may have a rear locker going out. He seems to be fighting through it. He couldn't get it changed during the show if he had to, so he's got to suffer through it no matter what. Darren Schnell making his leap. And Predator apparently having issues, leaving the victory to Darren Schnell in Bigfoot.
Is equipped with 200,000 BTUs of burning power. Once tested, they were then
All of the drivers on the tour doing a little bit of thrashing during intermission, and while the amazing Megasaurus is on the floor thrilling the crowd here in the arena, our drivers are hard at it trying to get back for continuing competition.
I hope in one piece we're having some starting issues, some electrical gremlins from last night. They're still creeping up, but so far so good.
Darren Schnell may be in the best shape out of all of them, but Doug Nolte working on the brakes. Dalton Van Skyok with Predator working on the power steering. Dale Benier with issues in the rear drivetrain. Moving into racing round number 1. It's time to throw it down. We'll find out who's got all of their trouble sorted out. We're starting off with High Pressure versus the All-American Bigfoot. No match with Benier's truck issues. Darren Schnell will move Bigfoot into the finals. Our second pair brings Tailgator versus Predator. The battle of the beasts. Who's going to the finals? Predator stays low to the cars and leaps to the finish as he cruises to the final round. We're bringing our 2 losing trucks to the line for our third place competition. Tailgator versus Hotsy. Hotsy still all kinds of issues, and Tailgator will take the win as we get ready to move into the final round of racing action. This is the defending racing champion, Bigfoot, Darren Schnell, against the newcomer on the tour, Dalton Van Skyok in the Predator. He's been hungry. He'd like to take the victory. He was close last night out, but not quite. He's got to nail the light. He's there. Wow, that was close. They left at the same time. Dalton maybe a little bit of advantage. He stayed lower to the cars, but Darren may have hit with more speed. Wow, that's close. It looks like Bigfoot may have been just a little bit past the end of the cars and may have taken the win. I don't know. Wow, you heard it right there. A bit of a controversial call, but Predator takes the victory in racing, knocking off the original monster truck, Bigfoot, and the defending racing champion. Only one event remains. It's freestyle. Starting it off, it's the Hotsy High Pressure. Dale Benier out of Champaign, Illinois, out of the Hallbrook Racing Camp. We've seen these guys so many times before with Raminator, Ramunition, and all of their top-notch monster trucks. Dale Benier representing that team on tour in 2017. Dale's fighting the truck out there. He's trying to put on the best show he can, working the floor, making all of his hits, working in a donut, definitely mixing it up well. If he went for that center stack, it'd top off his freestyle nicely in this brand new Hotsy high pressure truck. Looking good out there. Sporting the Ram body style, as you'd expect from the Hall Brothers Ram sponsored team. At this point, Veneer is a seasoned veteran on the monster truck circuit. He's been at it for a while. Always does a pretty good job behind the wheel. Took a little break for a while. It's good to see him back behind the wheel though. That'll do it for Veneer. We're moving on to our next truck. Doug Noak in the Tailgator. On board once again. Watching him work those controls behind the wheel of the big F Super Gator. Kicking it off with all kinds of noise with a big donut and straight into some big air on this indoor concrete floor. He's sawing at the wheel inside the big Gator. Out of the swamps of Missouri, Noki travels up and down the road with his wife Brenda and her father, a great family team. Doug is definitively leading the Freestyle Championship for 2017. He's taken the vast majority of freestyle victories, and he's looking to do the same tonight. He's hitting everything on the track. Great momentum. He's even attacked the center pile. This sucker is huge. And that's where he's going to end his run. I think he's pleased with it. He's gonna climb out and salute the crowd with the Gator Chomp. He's happy with that. He's thrown down his challenge, and we've got two that can still knock him off. Out now, it's Dalton Van Skyok in that Predator truck. He took the racing win. He'd really like to follow that up with a freestyle victory as well here tonight in Corbin. He's on the prowl and looking to pounce. He's been doing a good job. No fear attacking the center stack, but he loses fire. That's a bad sign. He may be done for at this point. Don't know what happened. Oh, he's not done. He's back at it. That hurts his momentum a lot. He's still got time on the clock. Ignition problems rear their head again. Just doesn't seem to be the night for Dalton Van Skyok in freestyle. He's done. And here's our last competitor, Darren Schnell in Bigfoot. The brand new All-American Bigfoot scheme. for 2017. He's leading the racing championship, but Doug Nolte has had his card in freestyle. He'd like to steal one right here, though. Doug definitely laid down a very nice run in freestyle, so he's looking to keep his string of freestyle victories going. But Darren Schnell roaring onto the track and carrying a lot of noise and momentum around the floor of the arena. Though not getting the air that we saw out of Nolte. Schnell with a little donut there. Though Nolte really got the revolutions going. I don't know if this is going to be good enough. Not necessarily Schnell's strongest run, but he's definitely carried a lot of momentum, and the judges may really like that. We'll have to wait and see how it turns out. It's going to be tough. Ending with a great donut. That looks to be all for Schnell. He's going to be happy with that one. He knows he's thrown down a good run. It could be a winner. And indeed, Darren Schnell will take the freestyle victory in Corbin. We've got to thank everybody for joining us, and most of all, we've got to thank the band Discrepancies for our hot new opening to ActionTracks Season 8, as well as BMPS Video Productions. We thank you for joining us. Hope you join us next time. We'll see you later.